These are pictures that a friend of mine did. And there were pictures right before I started chemo, family pictures, and they are the most beautiful pictures, and I will cherish them. I even got pillows made of the kids, but here's even a bigger one. But I just love that picture, and I just look at it and I see my family, but I just see me, and I just feel so beautiful. In April of 2022, after my period, I noticed that my right breast felt different. So I scheduled an appointment, and from there, things just kind of snowballed. The morning of July 14th, I was up really early. I couldn't sleep real well the night before, so I was up just on my phone a little bit, and I just had the thought, oh, my results from my MRI, surely they're in by now. So I logged into my portal, opened it up, and instantly as I scanned through, I'm like, I don't think this is good. I don't think these words are the words that you're supposed to see. I think benign is the good one. That's not what I was seeing. So my neighbor, who's a nurse, I had asked her if she would help me kind of navigate through these results.
So I'm reading down through the report, and I just feel my gut dropping, and I just kept nodding and like, this is serious. This is serious.
The words that she said that I remember so vividly were, you need to tell your husband, and you need to brace yourself. So the year before cancer, we were just doing the everyday family thing with 3 kids. My husband was working his job, and I was working in a school district, and the kids were in school. My youngest had just started kindergarten. It definitely makes life a gift. And I think up to that point, the 37 years before that, I was living like a lot of people do, like you're invincible. Like, I was young and I was healthy and I had no reason to suspect otherwise. It makes you cherish the time that you have with your loved ones, and just making sure that you're authentic when you tell them that you love them. I mean, it wasn't just a journey for me, but for sure for my family and my husband and my kids. They were there right along with me. This is why I fought so hard. Even though my kids are so young, I still dream about being a grandma one day, and I still want to have that beautiful experience of holding my children's children. And so really, like, at the end of the day, like, okay, at first in the beginning when things were hard, it was, okay, I need to live for the rest of this year. And then it became, okay, I want to live to see them graduate. And now, after everything, I want to live to see them in their 20s. I want to live to see them explore the world. I want to live to see them meet someone. I want to live to see them start a family. I want my daughter to be able to say, my mom was there. In those moments that you think, your mom and your daughter, wedding dress shopping and things like that. And it's funny too, because I look at these pictures and I'm like, oh, look at my boobs. This picture. When I talk about looking in the mirror and looking like death, this is exactly, yeah. I had 4 rounds of AC chemo, which is lovingly referred to as the red devil. That's what makes your hair fall out. That's what makes you lose almost every sign of life in your face, all the color and facial hair, eyelashes. So I would have treatment on Monday, and then I would have a week off. And usually after that first week, by Friday, I could eat something. But then the next week, it was like, I'm alive, I can function, I'm not in my bed feeling like I'm dying. Just in time for another round the following Monday.
So she was having to make the decision about a surgery that no woman should have to make. And she said, I have to do what it takes to stay alive. I've got kids. And I just did what I'm doing now. I just started bawling. She was putting in perspective her choices to do what she had to do to be there for her kids and her family. And
leading up to the surgery, I remember sitting in the hospital bed and Clint was sitting beside me and they were getting ready to wheel me back. And it's kind of like, okay, I want to say goodbye to my breast kind of thing. But there's also like this, you're about to go into like this really big surgery and you're going to come out different. And it's really scary. You can't imagine it, you're so used to your body one way, and then to think of your body being completely different. What is it, 12-9? 9-12? Oh, 12-9, yes. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Yeah, that verse is in my car. There were times when I thought, oh my goodness, this is hard. It would be so much easier to just give up. It really is a battle in your mind. It really is. Just having the mentality like, this is painful, this is horrible, but I'm trusting God that there's more and He will see me through.
Because it is, it's a battle, and it's not just a physical battle. It's a spiritual, it's emotional.
In the beginning of the journey, I really heard from the Lord, and He said, I have prepared you for this. And so I didn't know what that meant at the beginning, but looking back now, I realize I had been running, so I had trained for my first half marathon in 2020. Just having that training schedule is really comparative to like chemo. On a Tuesday, you might not feel like waking up and running 5 miles, but you need to, because it's on your training schedule, and that's what's going to build you up for the long run. So on Monday, I might not have wanted to wake up and go to chemo, but in the long run, I knew that, this was what I needed to do. much like running, like setting your sights on a little bit, occasionally looking up and seeing the distance, a lot of looking back to see how far you've come. When it does get hard, when you are running up that hill, just putting the blinders on and just digging in deep and focusing on just take the next step, take the next step, take the next step. And then when you're at the top of the hill, you get to look back and say, thank God that's over. Something that was really, really valuable if you get a diagnosis is reach out to your community. There are people that want to love on you, that want to help you, that are people like me that have been through it and can have compassion and empathy. Don't walk alone, for sure. Do not walk alone, because it can be scary. Like I said before, it's oftentimes a battle in your mind. And so you want to make sure that your mind is in it to win it.